Let's look at time in Python. Time is a module we've used before. So here we've got print before and after. We've got sleep with 1, meaning 1 second in brackets. So if we run that, we'll see before, then a 1 second delay, and then print after. Also in the video about the clock, we had for seconds, minutes and hours, we printed to seconds and then we had a 1 second delay before we print it again. So if we run that, you'll see what we mean, before, after, and now we have our clock 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. when we created a clock for hours, minutes and seconds. So let's just stop that. So that's sleep, which gives us the amount of time. We could change that, say, for whatever amount of seconds in brackets, and then that would delay it for that amount of time. So 2 seconds delay. Something we've used quite extensively but you haven't seen in the videos is timeit, where we can use the time to see how long our code has taken to run. So instead of time, we import in timeit, and we're going to create a start and a stop. So then we can work out, if we print, we can print time, and then we're going to take stop minus start, and that will give us the time of how long it takes. So rather than use, let's take this out, rather than use just sleep, actually we could use sleep, why not? Import time, and in sleep, let's say for 7 seconds, and let's run that, and while it's taking time, because it's a 7 second delay, you can see our time to run the code was very slightly over 7 seconds. So when you run your code, you define start at the beginning and then stop after your code, so you might have loops in there, for example, and then at the end, once your code has finished running, then you print stop minus start, and then you can say how long it's taken. So for example, if you're into using big data, you might run a subset of your data and say, okay, let's see how long this takes, and your computer might say take 20 minutes to run something, and then you think, okay, now if I want to run 10 times that, then all of a sudden, like, you might want to run that while you're away from your computer rather than sitting there waiting for it to finish. So it's quite handy to use, looking at your code and how long something takes to run. Your computer can deal with time as a number like in Excel, or it can deal with a different type of format. So in many of Python's time functions, they use a tuple with year, a month, and day, an hour, minute, second, day of the week, day of the year, and also daylight savings when we change the clock by an hour. So we can see that here on this tutorial point website. Another thing that we might look at on the W3 schools is the legal format codes that we can use with time. In this example, the time isn't formatted in the way that you used to see it, but it has all the year, months, days, hours, etc. And you can see that there's 9 separate numbers related to time. There's several ways you can print the current time where you are. Now, if you want that formatted, you can either use ASC time or C time, and if you print either of them, you can see you've got a more formatted version of today's date and the time. If we want to print a calendar, for example, we can use calendar, import that, and then create a calendar month, for example this month, and print that, and you'll see we've printed this month, February 2021, the calendar here. So let's import calendar. In this example, using date time, we have format codes, so we can print the day of the week, the month and the year, for example. The first example prints from the time now, but we can also create our own time and then access it using this string F time code inside the brackets. Here again we access February. There are quite a few associated modules relating to date, for example date time. Here we create a date object, so we put today's date in brackets here and created the object X, and we print that, and there we have today's date. Now be careful, we couldn't, for example, take away a day. Now that is possible, but we're starting to get into some pretty complex code. So from here we can, let's just take away the original code, and we can see this is code we've got from the internet. We've created one day, and we're going to subtract from today's date. So if we run that, we can see this is today's date minus 1 day. So there are possibilities of operations you can do with date, but it starts to get quite complex with the way that date is stored in Python, or if you want to create a date object, and how you can actually manipulate that if you want to. Here are the exercises. Exercise 1, print the current time. Exercise 2, print your name twice with a 3-second delay between them. Exercise 3, iterate over a for loop 100,000 times and time it. Exercise 4, print next month's calendar. And last exercise 5, print this month using the datetime module. Let's have a look at the solutions. Question 1, we're just going to print the current time. So we can run that code, and you can see this is the current time. So we just port time, ASC time, local time, and printed that. That was the answer to question 1. Question 2, print your name twice with a 3-second delay. So assuming if we spell it correctly, we can print our name. So there's our name. Again, it correctly, we can copy that, and what we need to do, we need to put time sleep, and then 3-second delay, so we're just going to put a 3 in now. Let's comment out the current time, or we can delete it and run that, and you can see our name, 3-second delay, and name again. Now we should really have import time to run that, so we run that correctly. So import time first. Question 3, we iterate over a for loop. So we're going to use date time, and you can create a start, either give it a time or use now, and then we want a for loop. So we can have I in range, and we are using up to 100,000, so quite large. And let's say I equals I times by 2. We don't really want to use a print, that will delay it a bit. And now we can print the current time minus the start, and when we run that, we can see that's taken quite a small time. Question 4 was just create the calendar for next month. So here we just have month 2021, and March is next month. We can run that, and you can see the calendar for March. And the final question was question 5, was print this month using the datetime module. So we use datetime, now, and then we use the string F time and the code here for the month will give us this month. So there's our calendar from before, and this month is February. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to be notified, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're producing a lot of videos, so please like and please subscribe.